Mabuhay, it's Patty Joe and welcome back again to another video. And I just want to ask how are you doing because it's been a long time since I've uploaded another video. But yeah, I was just busy with work and stuff, but I just want to give you an insight about what I think about with the recent events that had happened here in the Philippines. So, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to give a bit of a context as to what had happened and also about the aftermath of the issue here in the Philippines. But you don't have to worry, I have my notes here so that I won't get lost with my thoughts and ramblings. But anyway, so firstly, a bit of a context about what I want to talk about is that there is a group of influencers here in the Philippines that is called Team Malakas, and it consists of a lot of influencers that has their own independent fan base and such. And one of those influencers is Rosemar and also Rendon Nabador. Now, there's also another influencer that is involved in this incident, but majority it only surrounds Rosemar and Rendon. So what had happened a few days ago? They went to Palawan, Coron, Palawan specifically, to do a charity event. But they had mentioned that they're just going there for a vacation, which was quite contradictory since they went there and do a charity event and with the promise of having groceries to be given with the locals that will be attending the said charity event and also monetary things like cash or something. But apparently, based on the photos that I have seen in social media, it seems to be that the location showed that there are a lot of people who had attended the said charity event that was organized. And just a bit of a context too, the one that helped these group of influencers to organize this event are the staff from the local government of Coron. Now, what had happened was it was allegedly said that Team Malakas had went to and created this event, and then after that, there are a lot of people that are dismayed about what had happened because, firstly, there's not enough groceries, there's not enough cash to be given out, and a lot of people are disappointed with this event that had happened. And a staff from the municipality of Coron also um, gave their opinion about what had happened during those time. And her name is Miss Joe, and this is the staff that I'm referring to and posted on her own social media about her thoughts about the said event. Now, after that, it seems to be that Team Malakas, especially Miss Rosemar and Mr. Rendon, was not happy with the comments or the post itself. So what they did, they went to the municipality of Coron. They created a huge ruckus, and they're looking for the person, Miss Joe, that had posted those comments in regards to what had happened in the charity event and such. Now, what had happened was, if you have watched the video, I don't want to put the video here because for personal reasons, but I'm going to be linking the said videos in the description box if you want to know everything. But from based on the videos that I have seen that was given out to the news outlets here, is that they have created such a ruckus in a government office, and besides the government office there, they have been really disrespectful with Miss Joe. So as influencers, I haven't encountered someone who really gave me an online bashing, so I guess I'm not the right person to talk about this one. But as someone who has millions of followers in different kinds of platforms, I think they have their fair share of bashers, and also give people giving them criticism with what they have done in a particular time, or maybe in just a random time. But their actions which led to this controversy or to this incident caused a major blow, not only for the local government, but also to the entire reputation of the province and the tourism sector. Now, what I have some non-verbatim quotes, I guess, from both Mr. Rendon and also Miss Rosemar about what had happened, and this is what I'm going to focus on. And take note of this first, okay? They went to the mayor's office of Palawan, and the current mayor is Marjo Reyes. Now, Mr. Rendon had mentioned that um, pumunta kami dito para tumulong at i-promote ang Coron. Ang kapal ng mukha mo, anong pinagmamalaki mo? So, roughly translates as, we went here to Coron to help and also help promote the province. And you have a thick skin. What are you trying to prove? So, this is what Mr. Rendon had mentioned. And Miss Rosemar had mentioned that may kinita ba ako sa pagbablog? Wala naman akong pinost sa video, nag-live lang naman ako. So this is what Miss Rosemar had mentioned, and it roughly translates that she's not getting anything, any monetary gains, I guess, since she's not posting a video about it, just posting a live stream. But correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I do believe that they are still getting something about this because of the engagement, so it's contradictory. So yeah. So this is what Miss Rosemar had mentioned, and another thing that I want to highlight that Mr. Rendon had mentioned is that Mayor Reyes, he had a dress on the video, if you can if you could see there. Nananawagan po kami sa ganitong klase ng mga tao ang lalason sa munisipyo nyo, which roughly translates that Mayor Reyes, we're calling your attention with these kinds of people that will poison your office. So it's a very harsh thing to say, especially you're creating this kind of ruckus in a government office. Sure, it's a public space, but of course you should be able to show respect with the location that you're at and with the other person that you're talking to, the counterpart, which means Miss Joe. But I guess they are very aggravated about the situation that they also force Miss Joe to do a public apology in regards to them. And based on the public apology that I have heard, that they also live streamed, I guess, is that they painted both Miss Rosemar and Mr. Rendon in a very positive light, and that Miss Joe is mistaken about her opinions of the post that she had posted in her personal Facebook account. So after that, there was a counselor that had drafted the resolution as to what had happened. And I'm just going to highlight again what is the main point of this video. So, firstly, it says, whereas Mr. Labrador's actions were disrespectful, inappropriate, and constituted a blatant disregard of proper decorum, that is correct. Now, whereas Labrador and Rosemar had publicly promised to distribute grocery packages to the people of Coron, creating expectations among the residents, but ultimately only delivered a few packages, resulting in hunger, disappointment, and dismay among the people. So, um, this is another point that I want to just also mention for the sake of this video and its context, so that at least I'll be able to explain as to why everything that had happened, that is why it's became a like public spectacle to not only again from the local government, but also to the reputation of Coron and its local communities. So the third point, which is an important one that I want to mention. It says, whereas Rosemar subsequent posts on her Facebook account stating never again Coron Palawan further aggravated the situation, contributing to negative publicity and tarnished the images of the municipality. So after this drafted resolution, the mayor of Palawan, Mayor Reyes, had issued a post that they will investigate this issue in regards also with the drafted resolution that was created after the incident. So it was a bit of a really huge blow, not only for the local government, because of course this is like a public humiliation for the government, and another thing is the reputation of both the tourism of Coron and the local communities. Now, the aftermath about what had happened is that the decision made by the province of Palawan ultimately declared Team Malakas, specifically Rosemar, Miss Rosemar rather, Mr. Rendon, and also I think Mr. Mikey Tan, correct me if I'm wrong, um, they declared them as persona non grata to not only in the province of Coron, but to the whole province of Palawan. So this is the specific things that I want to mention. The decision is not made lightly, but is rooted in the principles of respect, decorum, and preservation of our community's dignity. So the decorum was mentioned again. In the recent altercation and incident highlights a disregard for the respect and professionalism expected in the municipality. Their actions were publicly shared and widely disseminated in social media, and not only undermine the authority and hard work of our local officials, but also set a negative example for their considerable online following. So, it was mentioned on this resolution was that not only did they tarnish the reputation of the government, but also the reputation of the province itself, which, like I said earlier, will be a huge blow with the tourism sector of that province specifically. And lastly, it says here that let this serve as a reminder that respect and decorum are paramount, and those who cannot adhere to these values will face appropriate consequences. So this is the third time that decorum was mentioned again. After this one, a public apology from Team Malakas, where they admitted their wrongdoing, saying that they are too emotional and very aggravated about what had happened. And it's also noted here that they confirmed that um, they only confronted Miss Joe not as a influencer or celebrity, but as a citizen that got upset of the situation due to the comment of a public servant. Now, my question is to that kind of statement. Are you saying that Filipinos do that in a government office in such a lack of class type of way? I won't accept that kind of reason. That's just an excuse. And yeah, it's not only tarnishing Filipinos as a whole, but as a Filipino influencer. Because think about it, if these type of people will be seen in a public place again, they will think that, oh, if they are not satisfactory about what we're going to give them, then they will be creating a ruckus again. So it's not really good. And likewise, if someone in overseas, in abroad, will see influencers from Philippines, this will be the mindset that they will be getting, like a stereotype that this news has been sensationalized, especially in social media. And like I said, everything will be impacting the reputation of Coron, Palawan. Okay, I digress. So, just a side note, persona non grata is a person who is no longer welcome or no longer favored. So, it's roughly translates in Latin as unacceptable person. So, like I said, there are points within these incident that I want to really talk about and explain my 2 cents about it. Is one, Coron Palawan doesn't need you to promote. Another is we are promoting Coron just because we are influencers. Another thing is what you're trying to prove. And I didn't post a video, I just went live. So that's basically 4 main points. But um anyway, you'll be able to get it at the end of the video, I hope. But anyway, so firstly, what I want to talk about is Coron, Palawan, their hospitality sector and also marketing strategies. But I'm not going to go deep dive over those because it's too broad and very specific. But I'm just going to give you an example as to what are the efforts that had made to Coron, especially after the pandemic, okay? Because Coron, like any other businesses and tourism destinations, lost a lot during the pandemic. So there is a Sustainable Tourism Development Project, or STDP, that was launched last around 2019 or 2020, and it will run until 2026. This is a high impact project that is a initiative under transforming communities towards resilience, inclusive and sustainable tourism, or tourist program of the Department of Tourism. This is a collaborative project to make, or rather aim to make Coron and El Nido, a nearby destination also, both of these destinations, tourism development, sustainable and inclusive. So why am I mentioning this, if you may ask? But because this is one of the efforts of both the local and national government, as well as private stakeholders, to develop, implement, promote, and make Coron, well, Coron, the beautiful Coron that we all know, okay? Now, I also want to touch the subject of what are the impacts of social media in tourism. Social media is one of the vital aspects in marketing because with social media rather, we can discover what people do in that particular destination before going on a trip. Okay, I personally search what I'm going to do in a specific location so that at least I'll have an idea to plan, to know what are the costs that I need to consider, etc., etc. Photos and videos, both made by the local businesses and the reviews left by the people who went there, can influence a tourist to visit a specific place. Okay, and social media is a one of the easiest ways to do that because everybody is using social media nowadays. Social media, however, can negatively affect the tourism industry. Um, and it's going to be hard to placate or maybe bounce back if there is a negative review in regards to a tourist destination, especially if it's already like scattered all around social media, because you know how news or reviews travel fast in the internet. Now, one of the example that could harm not only a specific destination but the whole geographical location about what had happened was like the Maldives Tourist Authority's Twitter campaign. Now, like I said, social media is an important marketing strategy in this day and age, and this correlates with the impacts of having a influencer to tourism. Now, for me, influencers are public figures. The term itself is self-explanatory. They can introduce new ideas, lifestyle trends that can either challenge or reinforce existing cultural practices in a society. Okay? Or influencer tourism or tourism influencer marketing. This is a new term for me also. Has a potential to impact a tourist decision, such as the desire to travel, the informative descriptions of the destination or with the activities to do within that destination, evaluating the alternative, if these travel influencers have the capacity to do so, the purchase decisions, the satisfactions, and they have the ability to share the experience with their platforms. However, um, one negative review from these influencers can greatly impact a reputation of a tourism um, destination or attraction. And it's like a life sentence, not only impacting the destination itself, but also the local communities, which will be going back on later. And campaigns created by influencers can also lead to exploitation of local communities or the culture of the province. And an influencer's ethical responsibilities, or in this case, was overlooked, but not really like overlooked. It was like thrown out of the window, apparently. But yeah, in a way, the point that I want to give you is that yes, we need these influencers to help us promote mm, a tourist destination like Coron. Okay, we need them because Coron will not be the top tourist attraction or tourist destination in Philippines over the whole world if there are no tourists that will visit destination or Coron. Coron will not be Coron without the destination tourists that will visit them and do these activities. But we don't need these kind of influencers that will not only tarnish the reputation of Coron but also the local communities, because remember, Miss Rosemar had posted a post rather in Facebook that says never again Coron Palawan. So it generalizes everything, not only for the government, not only for the reputation of the tourism sector there, but also the local communities. So imagine if someone, maybe some influencer in a different country, overseas, or maybe just a regular tourist, and saw this uh, ruckus that had happened a few days ago, and they see and realize that the people of Coron is not grateful for the tourists that is going there to do a charity event just because they weren't able to get enough, I guess. And it's really a bad reputation. This is bad publicity. and we don't need a bad publicity to any of our tourist destinations. But I guess this kind of publicity will be beneficial as a influencer, but not really as a tourist destination. They are deliberately tarnishing the reputation of Palawan, the government, the tourism, and the local communities. That's it. Now, um, yeah, word of mouth. I just want to mention this. Word of mouth is actually one of the greatest way where we could promote this destinations that we have here in the Philippines, especially if these reviews are from tourists who are from other places. So this is just going back to my previous point. If people will know about what had happened with this incident, that the local community in Coron is not very grateful with what had happened of this charity event that was organized. And I'm pretty sure that if there are influencers that plans to give us charities, they might be giving us a different opinion because of this incident, because they will think that people of Coron is not grateful for any charities. Like I said, it's a bad reputation. Now this is all boils down to the ethics of responsibilities of the influencers, and also the ground rules of social media. So these are only the snippets that I want to share, and let me know if either Miss Rosemar or Mr. Rendon had practiced this or not, okay? So, firstly, is to ensure that the brands and the campaign are authentic relationships with transparency, honesty, while considering impact on the audience or society. Being well informed before taking a stand on an issue before publicizing anything. Adding humor with boundaries. Emphasize facts over emotions. Avoid aggressions. And being respectful and maintain proper decorum. Listen to Listening to the counterparts, and basic manners, obviously. Claiming to be influencers, but their recent actions did not show anything with the things that I have mentioned earlier. And take note, these are just a bit of the things that um, they really did not show, not only in social media, but to the local communities in Coron itself. And if this is how they could handle their bashers, or with someone who comments with what they do, I don't know how they could take a constructive criticism from a normal person, because it's like they're too aggressive with people who will not um, who does not agree with them, and this is not a good practice to show in social media. But of course, they're much older than me. Then I, but hope that they know what to do more than me anyway. But yeah, these are just my 2 cents, and I think I've been talking to you guys for about 30 minutes, and I think this will be suffice. So yeah, I hope you have a nice day ahead. Thank you for coming here and listen to my another video in regards to this one. I might be uploading more videos in the near future. Just watch out, and I hope you have a nice day and stay safe. Bye bye now.